Actually have former Pennsylvania governor, former DNC chairman, Ed Rendell.
Next, we have a good friend of ours on. He's Eddie Rendell. He was governor of Pennsylvania. He's a Democratic National Committee chairman. And now he's in charge of putting together the convention for the Democrats. Governor Rendell, good morning on Sunday morning. How are you?
Morning, John. Nice to talk to you.
Governor, what the heck is going on in politics in America? I mean, the American public is sitting back this morning having a strong cup of coffee, and they don't know if they should zig or zag. The Republicans seem to be in a little bit of disarray. The Democrats, it looks like they're going to settle on Hillary. Tell us your opinion. What's going on?
Well, I think the Trump vote and the Sanders vote are a manifestation of the anger that exists in America over a lot of things, income inequality, things that people think the country's not doing to help them. And I think that's a natural outgrowth. Now, it's a little bizarre that Republicans chose a guy like Donald Trump to be their candidate, to be the vehicle for the anger. But because although he's a good showman and a charismatic guy in some regards, he's incredibly erratic and incredibly divisive. I mean, think about this, John. Tuesday morning, when he knows he's going to win big in Indiana and end Cruz and Kasich's campaigns, he goes out of his way to attack Cruz's father and somehow imply on no evidence at all that he had something to do with JFK's assassination. That's bizarre. It's erratic. It's hard to believe that someone like that could be a major party nominee. And yet, that's the bad Donald Trump. There's the good Donald Trump who's appealing to a lot of people. And I think the Democrats would make a big mistake to take him lightly.
And do you think he'll get the nomination? Or do you think the Republicans will try to stop him at the convention?
No, I think he's going to go in with more than enough elected delegates to be over 50%. And even the Republicans who don't like him are going to understand they couldn't take it away from him. It would be a disaster for the party. He may turn out to be a disaster for the party, but if they took it away from him after he had a majority of the elected delegates, it would be a worse disaster.
What do you hear when you put your ear down on the ground? Is there any credibility in rumors that some of the Republicans want to start a third party?
Well, I think some of the Republicans would like to do that, but it's almost impossible, especially this late. The time to get on the ballot as an independent or a third party has passed in many states, so it's not really a viable option. I'm almost certain you won't see that.
And tell me, let's go back. Let's go to the Democrats. Hillary is in?
Yes, Hillary Clinton, even though she lost in Indiana, she won almost half the delegates and enough to put her over the top. She's going to be the nominee. But she can't lose the next 5 or 6 primaries to Bernie Sanders, even though he won't pick up many delegates over her, because then she'd go in not only wounded, but then the Sanders people would think somehow they'd say, well, Bernie won all the last primaries. He should have been the nominee. Hillary needs to win New Jersey. She needs to win Puerto Rico. She needs to win D.C. And most of all, she needs to win California to convince the Sanders voters that they lost fair and square, and they should bite their lip and come to the polls and support Hillary in November to make sure that Donald Trump doesn't become president.
Why is the FBI continuing their investigation? I mean, this doesn't make any common sense. We're not a third world country. We're not going to try to knock off a leading presidential candidate, are we?
Of course not. And look, the bottom line is Hillary Clinton didn't send out or receive on her email anything that was classified information at the time she sent it or received it. And if the test is you sent something out and it later becomes classified, first of all, that wouldn't be legal in my judgment to make that the test. But then you'd have to go after Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice, because they both had private servers and they both sent out information that wasn't classified at the time, but later was.
Now, Trump, it's pretty hard. If it's Trump against Hillary, is it 50-50 at this point?
No, Hillary's a definite favorite at this point. She's got to prove that she's tough enough to stand up to Trump, and I think she will. She's got to continue to talk about real solutions to real problems and contrast herself to Trump, who just talks in, we're going to build a wall and have Mexico pay for it. Well, how are you going to do that? We're going to destroy ISIS. Well, how are you going to do that? Nobody really has any idea of what Donald Trump stands for or what his plans are. And Hillary can draw a very sharp contrast with that. If she does what she needs to do, I think she wins fairly easily. But if she doesn't, if she takes the bait when Trump goes after her, this could be anybody's election.
You're in charge of the convention. How's that going?
It's going good. We have to raise $64 million to do all the things we want to do, and we're at least two-thirds of the way there, and we've got 75 days to go, so I think we'll raise the money. Logistically, the planning is terrific. The delegates and guests are going to have a great time in Philadelphia. The historic backdrop of Philadelphia is going to be a great venue for Hillary to accept the nomination. I think it's going to be a great convention. But, of course, key to it is the Sanders people. Bernie's going to have his name placed in nomination. We're going to have a roll call. There's going to be a demonstration in support of Bernie. He's going to lose the roll call. His supporters have to behave and not cause trouble, and I think they will. And I think Senator Sanders will send them a strong message.
It's Sunday morning, Ed. People are drinking their strong cup of coffee. What message do you want to get across? Where is America going?
Well, my message is that I understand people's frustration, but we're faced with real challenges, both home and abroad. And we need serious people to try to come up with answers to those challenges. Hillary Clinton was a great senator from New York. She was a terrific Secretary of State. She knows virtually everything there is about running the country. She would be a serious, effective president, and that's what we need. We need someone to lead. We need someone to be commander-in-chief. We don't need someone to fly off the handle, to be erratic. And Hillary Clinton's the person who will make the best president by far.
Governor Ed Rendell, thank you for everything you do for America, and thank you for being with us this Sunday morning.
And thank you, John, for all that you do.
And we'll be right back after this few messages. Welcome back to the national edition of the Cats Roundtable, 970 a.m., The Answer in New York, 1260 a.m., The Answer in Washington, D.C. I'm your host, John Catsimatidis, and our only requirement, get that strong cup of coffee ready. This morning, we got a good friend of mine on. We got Governor Luis Fortuno, was born and raised in Puerto Rico, and he was governor of Puerto Rico from 2009 to 2013. Governor Fortuno